The 2023 Western Conference Finals are now set, with a highly anticipated matchup of LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Although I am excited for this series, specifically for the talent and various styles on display, I'm also quite excited to see the continuation of this long-lasting battle between these two cities. The Lakers and Nuggets actually have a pretty eventful playoff history that have led up to this moment, and today I'm walking you through that history as we explore the lores of these franchises. The first time the Lakers and Nuggets met in the NBA playoffs, it was in the first round in 1979, which was just 1 year prior to the Lakers drafting Magic Johnson. At this point in history, the first round of the playoffs was only a best-of-3 series. The Nuggets were the 4th seed and the Lakers were the 5th, and it was two teams led by their superstars Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the incredibly athletic David Thompson. Although the Nuggets were able to win the first game and defend their home court, Kareem was just too overwhelming in the next two games, especially in the decisive third game, as the Lakers won the series 2-1. Kareem averaged 28, 13, 5 assists, and 5 blocks on 61% shooting, while the Nuggets' David Thompson gave a valiant effort with averages of 28, 7, and 4 on 55% from the field. In 1985, the Lakers and Nuggets met in the playoffs for the second time in their history, but this time it was in the Western Conference Finals, and both teams were considered as legitimate championship contenders. The Lakers had their three-headed monster of Magic, Kareem, and Worthy, while the Nuggets were represented by their offensive weapons in Alex English, Calvin Knott, and Fat Lever. One thing you knew you were absolutely going to get in this series was offense. A lot of offense. Both of these teams were in love with a fast break, and it translated into the Nuggets being the #1 ranked team in points per game that season, while the Lakers were ranked #2. The thing is, the Lakers at least knew how to play some defense, while this Nuggets team did not. In 4 out of the 5 games in the series, the Lakers scored at least 136 points on an average of 56.5% shooting. And in the series clincher, the Lakers closed it out with a 44-point beatdown. Alex English put in a great leading effort for the Nuggets as he averaged 36 and 4 on 51%. Meanwhile, I don't think Magic has ever been happier in a playoff series, as he was right at home in that crazy fast-paced play, which is why he averaged nearly 16 assists per game over the course of the series. In 1987, basically the same group of stars met again, but this time it was in the first round in a best-of-5 series. This matchup was far less interesting than the one 2 years earlier though. Although both teams still had plenty of firepower, Denver was still basically the worst defensive team in the entire league, as they lived by the idea that the best defense is double the offense. Unfortunately for them, they died by that idea this series, as the Showtime Lakers feasted, sweeping the series in 3 games, winning by an average of 27 points per game. Once again, Magic was smiling throughout, as he averaged over 14 assists per game over the course of the series. A couple decades passed before the two teams met up again in the playoffs. This time, it was in the first round in 2008. The Lakers were the highly favored #1 seed, and the Nuggets snuck in as the 8th. Denver was on the tail end of an experiment in which they acquired a volume-shooting Allen Iverson to play alongside of the volume-shooting Carmelo Anthony. Although both players got their numbers in Denver, the move was seeing mediocre results, as the Nuggets struggled on the defensive end of the court, which wasn't terribly surprising considering who their leading star players were. On the other hand, Kobe and the Lakers were riding off of the recent momentum of acquiring Pau Gasol. Both Bryant and Gasol erupted this series, and were extremely efficient in the process, as Kobe averaged 33, 5, and 6, while Gasol put up 22, 9, 5, and 3 blocks. Even though a few of the games were close, the series was never in question, as Los Angeles seemed in control throughout, and swept the series 4-0. The very next season, the teams met up again, but this time the circumstances were very different. It was in the 2009 Western Conference Finals, and Kobe and the Lakers were coming off of a 67-win regular season, where they were determined to get to the NBA Finals for the second straight year. On the other hand, the Nuggets were much more formidable than the previous season. Not only was the team much deeper, but early into the regular season, they swapped one star for another. Denver sent the former league MVP Allen Iverson to the Detroit Pistons in exchange for the former Finals MVP Chauncey Billups. It was a genius move by the Nuggets, and it paid off on the court, as Billups not only fit better in Denver stylistically, but he also provided some much-needed experience and veteran leadership. At the time, the general consensus was that whichever team ended up winning this series would certainly go on to win the NBA championship as well. When the series actually started, it exceeded expectations. This series is fondly remembered for the intense solo battle between Kobe Bryant and Carmelo Anthony, as both superstars were bringing out the best in one another. In Game 1, Kobe dropped 40, 6, and 4, while Carmelo poured in 39, 6, and 4 of his own. The awesome individual battle continued deep into the series, but at the end of the day, one star just shined a little bit brighter than the other. And in the clinching 6th game, Kobe closed it out for Los Angeles, dropping 35, 10, and 6 on 60% shooting. In 2012, the 3rd-seeded Lakers met up with the 6th-seeded Nuggets in the first round, and what ensued was the longest playoff series ever between these two teams, which was actually quite a surprise with all things considered. Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol were coming off of their disappointing elimination at the hand of the Dallas Mavericks in the previous postseason. With that being said, they were still a team with plenty of talent and were expected to be legitimate title contenders once again. Then there was the 6th-seeded Nuggets, who didn't have a single all-star player on their squad, and had a starting lineup of Ty Lawson, Aaron Aflalo, Danilo Gallinari, Kenneth Faried, and Timothy Mozgov. Yet despite their lack of star power, Denver was extremely competitive thanks to their well-rounded and team-oriented offense. After the Lakers gained an expected 3-1 lead in the series, Denver stormed back and shockingly pushed the series to a deciding 7th game in Los Angeles. In that crucial game, the Lakers' defense stepped up and finally put a scrappy Denver team to rest, with a final score of 96-87. All things considered, it's quite stunning that since the 1970s, somehow the 2012 Nuggets are the closest the franchise has ever been to eliminating the Lakers out of the playoffs. In 2020, the two teams met in the Western Conference Finals at the Orlando Bubble. LeBron James and Anthony Davis appeared to be on an absolute mission to win a ring, after the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant earlier that year. What was interesting was how fate seemed to be on Denver's side as well, as they came back from a 3-1 deficit to win the first round and the second round, leading up to their matchup with the Lakers. Admittedly, when Los Angeles got up to a 3-1 lead in this series as well, I was actually quite nervous as a Lakers fan. Regardless of the quality play from Denver's two stars, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, the Lakers comfortably won this series in 5 games, as Anthony Davis and LeBron James were playing some of their best basketball. Over the series, Davis averaged 31 and 6 on 54% shooting, and LeBron averaged 27, 10, and 9 on 53%. So now that we've looked at each playoff series between these two in history, let's take a quick look at the playoff matchups as a whole. Heading into the 2023 postseason, in total, the Lakers and Nuggets have played against each other 7 times in the playoffs, and the Lakers have won each and every one of those playoff series. Along with that, the Lakers have had home court advantage / the better seeding 6 out of the 7 times they met in the NBA playoffs. The one time the Lakers did not have that advantage was in 1979, where they won the series in the deciding game by only 1 point. Now, heading into the 2023 conference finals, the Nuggets are the ones with home court advantage, which could be a sign that change is on the way. With that being said, the Lakers have historically been the better defensive team, and in all 7 of those previous matchups, the Lakers were ranked higher than the Nuggets on the defensive end. Despite having a better record throughout the 2022 to 2023 season, the Nuggets still had an inferior defensive rating to the Lakers this year. So maybe it's just the same old script after all. So what do you guys think? Has the time finally arrived where the Nuggets eliminate the Lakers out of the playoffs? Or is it just another year of standard procedure for Los Angeles? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.